with you here in 2021. I want to talk about a number of things today, including e-commerce installment payments, options for that, what you need to know about returns, and security. And yes, I do have a little buddy here joining me, popping up now and again. So we'll see how that goes. But he wanted to be here, so we let him be here, right? Okay, so what we saw in 2020 was a trend towards more and more e-commerce businesses knowing they need to do that, all those types of things. And so they got those things started, and so they're rolling them out. But one of the key things that came up was giving buyers options, okay? The consumer, the person that's just doing that shopping on your website. And one of those that is gaining traction, again, just trying to make it easy for people, giving them multiple options. How do they want to shop? How do they want to buy things? What do they want to do? And so making that available to them in different ways here. So two things I'm testing today. Number one is you should see a little message here. I think if I got that right, I'm going to try to turn that off at some point in time, see what happens there. Another thing is I'm testing quality. I'm using BeLive. This is a live streaming tool, which allows me to stream to my Facebook page, Digital Hills, and Digital Hills YouTube channel at the same time, simultaneously. And I need to check the quality of that just to make sure that it's not fuzzy and that audio sounds good. Those type of pieces there. Prior to this, I've used StreamYard, and thought I would check this out just because the opportunity to live stream to both Facebook and YouTube live at the same time. So let me get to that text on the screen, and hopefully it's going to go off now. Yeah, seems like it did. All right. So we're learning things, we're testing things out. That's what you got to do. You got to innovate. You got to check these pieces out. Back to e-commerce, giving people options. One of the big things is on bigger ticket items. People may still have somewhat of a reluctance to pay all of that in one shot online. What did you see in stores? In stores, a lot of times there were payment options, right? And now with e-commerce, you can do that. There's a payment system called Klarna. That's with a K, Klarna. And let me see if I can Klarna. All right, show that. You see that? Got it. That's how it's spelled. And Klarna gives you the option to add an installment payment option to your e-commerce, particularly Woocommerce in this case, checkout. All right, so that that people can say, let's just say it's a $1,000 product that they're going to purchase online, and you want to give them options to pay that in 4 payments over 6 months, that type of thing. So you could do that with a $250 payment down. They would get started on that, and you've captured all their information, you've set up the time period on those types of pieces, so it's going to go through that piece. So Klarna has been around for a while. I was actually founded in 2005 in Sweden, expanded to the US in 2015, so we're talking 6 years now, and it was used as a point of sale feature primarily, and now has expanded into this opportunity. And so there's multiple ways that you can do this. What I like about that. So maybe you're saying, hey, that what you just said, the 4 payments, that wasn't quite what I was thinking. I was thinking this. Well, there's other options. Buy now, pay later. Okay, so you can give shoppers an extra 30 days to try out the product before payment, that type of thing. Pay with interest-free installments, or pay over time with financing. Okay, that's key there. As well as pay now with direct payments. Okay, but so that interest-free installments or over time with financing. So that's giving the consumer control and giving you options as well. So if you're spreading that payment out and you want to earn a little financing interest off that over the course of time, you now have an option to do that. So that's Klarna with a K for Woocommerce shopping systems. And so basically it's it's a plugin that we have to add in, and we have to set up the configurations for that. And then of course you get to, once that is set up, then you get to use the backend features to say, what do you want to do? Do you want interest-free installments, or do you want financing? You set up those kind of term pieces in that. So what can it do for you? Obviously, hopefully that can help increase conversions, more sales on your website, because there's another option for those higher ticket items. Increased customer loyalty, because not everybody's offering this, and you are, so they keep coming back. This is, and it's plus there can be, risk-free opportunities for customers to try that thing. So I want to talk and recommend that if you're trying to look at innovative ways so this isn't like starting from scratch. This is that, you've got that e-commerce system and you want to build on what you're doing. You want to, increase sales a percentage. See if you can increase conversions a percentage. This is the type of tool that you want to add on and consider adding on if it's going to fit your products. Now, again, if your products are, t-shirts that $29.99, it's probably not the right fit for that type of thing, but particularly on something that's a higher dollar or higher order option, then Klarna can be a great option. All right, so wanted to talk about that, and then also just wanted to talk about a couple other things here today. So second thing is security. And so what we have seen, and I've just talked about here recently, is that there were major Russian hacking efforts that got into many U.S. installations, and they got in behind the scenes. They got into, particularly, even Microsoft has said that they know they were in there. They don't know exactly what they have done in Microsoft systems yet. So there's the potential that they've seen code for, Microsoft Outlook and 360 email. How that works, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Sheets, can they track some of those pieces? Those things are, so your website, again, is important. And we're recommending that you have a plugin on there that is helping to monitor that site, and that you're having regular checkups. It's a twofold process of, you put in as much automation as you can, and then you need a human to monitor that automation and do some follow-ups and testing and checking with that automation. And that's what we do with a monthly security review service, which is just important these days because of all these types of things going on. You need to secure your data on that piece there. And finally, now let's talk about returns with e-commerce. And so you've got the e-commerce set up. Are you prepared for returns? And studies have shown you're going to have some returns. And so you want to think through that process, because it's not when or if, it is when. It's not if. They are going to happen. And so you want to take a look at ways that you can have a policy set up and be prepared for that, and what you're going to do with those. It was just announced here in some articles published that a number of stores, big time stores, Amazon, Target, and some others, actually are telling people when they want to try to return a e-commerce purchased item, for some of their items, particularly lower priced items, say $15 or less, say if they bought a pair of socks, $9.99 or whatever, they're saying don't return them, because the return process, when they figure out all the costs in that, it was costing them maybe $15-20 to process getting those socks back when it's all said and done. Return, shipping, labels, processing that, someone's time to do that, all those pieces, and it was costing them more than the actual price of the item. So you want to take a look at what your return process is going to be. Is it going to be worthwhile? How are you going to handle that? And go through that process there. So I want you to think about your return process on your website e-commerce items also. Okay, now a few other things just to mention and to get you thinking about for 2020. I talked about it was last week, I believe, that the importance of taking into consideration ADA compliance on your website, giving all people accessibility to your site by adding a tool on there which makes your site ADA accessible. We offer that with a tool called Accessibility, and that also safeguard you from potential lawsuits against your business for not having a site that someone could access, saying that their rights were violated by you not giving them access to that. So ADA compliance is an important tool. Email marketing is not dead. Email marketing just needs to be smarter, getting into people's inbox, being engaging, offering value, not just being blah, routine, robotic is critical. We're also seeing the rise of SMS text message marketing. So that's even something to take a look at there. Why? Because people pay attention to their text messages, right? Maybe even something more so than their email. Most people have text message notifications on, so they're alerted right on the front of their screen every time a text message comes in. Smart companies are taking a look at ways that they can offer that as a opt-in. When somebody buys, when somebody purchases, I'm sure you've probably purchased something online and maybe seen shipping notifications that you can opt into via text message, right? So you're going through that shopping cart, they ask for your phone number and say, hey, you want to get shipping information, and boom, then you're going to get that information. So then that might get you the first step, and then somewhere along the line they're going to ask, hey, do you want to get these kind of notifications? Okay, and so it's permission based. Again, you can't just get a bunch of phone numbers and blast people out. Those days are gone. To quit doing stuff that's just cold and rude. You have to find ways to warm up the sales, to find the avenue, to make the connection, to get that handoff, so that it is a warm person. Cold things coming in on the phone, cold things coming in the email, cold things coming in on the phone are generally not appreciated at all as much as if you can warm it up somehow through some kind of connection, through something that there is a relationship, a third party that you can reference. So just want to recommend those type of things to you as you look to 2021. We've already talked about online reviews as a important item to consider as well, just because so many people now are doing so much research online before buying something, doing Google searches. You want to come up and you want to have positive reviews. You want to manage those reviews. Okay, so you want to be in control of that. What if through some targeted efforts you could get 100% of your positive feedback customers to leave a review? Well, there's tools in place to do that. What if you wanted to catch negative reviews before they got posted? Well, there are tools in place that can do that, online reviews, that our team be glad to talk to you about. So the key today is being innovative. It's finding ways to take a look at things, making shopping easier, coming back to Klarna. Okay, being aware of your return policy, being aware of security, giving people access, ADA. Okay, and finding ways to engage people, warm them up, rather than just robotic push, sell, hardcore stuff that is not inviting on that. So your website is much more today, can be a communication hub, a communication tool. COVID taught us anything is that stores can shut down, physical locations can shut down, the web and the internet is still open. People can come get information there. You need to be able to interact with you there. Did you get that chat set up on your website yet? So those are the kind of pieces and things that I wanted to talk about today as we get started into January and 2021. So think about those things, and you're gonna need to experiment. You may need to get some help to get someone with experience like our team to give you some consultation on best ways to implement these pieces. All right, so that covers Live with Mike today. Looks like my little dog Cash settled down and is sleeping on my lap, so he didn't bother us. We made it. He's there. All right, he's happy. We're happy. Let's have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week. This is Mike. Take care.